Hello, guys. Today I want to talk a bit about stick or twisting and stick or twisting in a relationship in particular. Now, this topic can be further elaborated, but in this video, I only want to narrow it down into this one thing. And this one thing is, for example, you're in a relationship with someone and okay, it starts off great. You're both happy. It's like a fairy tale. Everything is going nice. But then, as we all know, problems come. And when these problems come, you're like, okay, well, every relationship has problems. It's natural, yada yada yada. Of course. But then these problems come again and again and again, and you tell the other person to not do something you do not like, but they do it anyway, and you're really frustrated by it. You're arguing and whatnot every single week, and you're just hoping that they change. As a man, you are doing this. Like, if you're doing this as a man, you are, in my opinion, living in a fairy tale, and you're quite weak, to be honest, because life is not a fairy tale. When you tell someone not to do something and they still do it, then it's like if someone would do that to me, I would be like, no thanks, I'm not interested. Even if it was like a fairy tale in the beginning, some relationships just don't work out. It's natural. And it's not about just this one thing that makes you angry. It's about the whole personality of the other person that is like, oh, like he has such a bad personality, but you still stay with them. Like, let's say you are the man in this point, and you are with a woman who once was good, very nice, but now she's just causing problems, just causing you a headache. You're constantly nervous about this. She's making you angry, and and she's not what she used to be. Well, what do you think is the best? Of course, breaking up is the best option here because we are not living in a fairy tale, and the chance the person will change is very low. It might have been good in the beginning, but everything is good in the beginning, and then, of course, problems come, but in some relationships you resolve the problems, and in some others, for example, when the whole personality of the other persons is bad, well, guess what, I think you should just not really care anymore, and you're like, okay, well, you're like this, I'm like this, we clearly don't match each other's vibes. I think it's best to break up. And so this is a form of a stick or twist situation. You can either stick with the person and hope that after 2.5 years of doing this, the other person will just wake up and magically be completely different, completely changed, completely who you want them to be, completely how they were a few years ago when you two started dating. But life is not a fairy tale. And especially if you're a man, like, you just cannot be hoping for this. You're quite weak if you see it this way, to be honest. You shouldn't even try changing the other person, in my opinion, because someone is just who they are and they don't really want to change, and you either accept it or you don't. You If you don't match together, well, guess what you should do? And if you're scared that you won't find anyone, well, that's complete bullshit, because we all know that there's a lot of fish in the sea, and it is a bit of a different stick or twist situation because most of the time you will have to face this problem regardless. If you don't want to like resolve it today, you will have to do something about it later. And that is even worse if you are doing this, because you're wasting so much time in your life, and you will just have to do something about it. You probably cannot change the other person, so you will eventually break up anyways. So, and you just wasted a lot of time in your life. So it is it is very dumb to stick in this situation, in my opinion. And you can also twist. You say, okay, us two are no longer what it used to be. I tried doing everything, and this is clearly not going to work out. I'm not going to be changing you. This is who you are. Okay, we two don't match together. Goodbye. And so, what I wanted to tell you in this video, in conclusion, is that when you are in a bad relationship, you know things are not how they were used to be, and you're just hoping that the other person will change. Well, it's complete. It's just a complete waste of time. You would be better off without them, because you're probably very anxious, very angry about all this situation, and you cannot really do much because it's all on them. And like you like it's very dumb, especially as a man, just wasting time on this completely unnecessary thing, when most of the time they just won't change. Something might come in their life, and something might happen, but the chances are very low, and it's very dumb to wait for it. You can just break up. Okay, you might lose her and you might be lonely, but you just need to twist it. You just need to twist it, because you will focus on yourself more. Okay, you'll go to the gym, you'll do this, skincare, yada yada yada, and women will come. They will come eventually. You don't need to be afraid of that. It's complete scarcity mindset that you're just with them, and oh well, I hope they change. If they don't, well, it's nice to spend time with them regardless, because at least I spend time with someone. It's it's a very bad way of looking at it. You either match or you don't. You don't want to be wasting time in a meaningless relationship.